Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. In my personal playthrough of Starfield, I have done a sharp turn from the main Constellation Questline onto some of the faction questlines. And as others have commented, I have found the faction questlines and major side questlines like Mantis to be quite enjoyable. Part of this is that the more I learn from others about the end of the Constellation Questline and the closer I get to it, the less enticing it becomes. Now, I'm going to make this a set of personal observations, and definitely not a set of recommendations about what you should want to do. And I'm going to not get into spoilery details, although there is more than enough content about this. Anyway, you get to the end of the Constellation storyline, and you now have the ability to jump between multiverses. And so, you have a decision to make. You can either, 1, jump to a new universe. This is often discussed as New Game Plus, or 2, not jump to the new universe. Let's call this Same Game Plus. In the Same Game Plus, you return to the universe, but some time has passed. Constellation, as you knew it, is disbanded, but you can pick up the data that they had and continue to do things, get experience, get money, and find new places to get the no, we can't actually call these Jedi Force powers. If you do jump to a new universe with New Game Plus, the effect on your character is as follows. First, what you will lose. You will lose all your possessions, and this means money, gear, outposts, ships, whatever. Next, what you will keep. You will keep everything about you intrinsically. Background, level, skills, and those not really Jedi Force powers. Finally, what you will gain is a cool ship and some cool armor so that you have something to start with. You also gain, weirdly enough, younger you, who is of course in the universe that you've just jumped to and can even become crew on your ship. I can only imagine what kind of therapy they're going to need for that. Anyhow, note that you don't get a chance to change your starting background traits. So if you're wanting to see what the game would be like to play with the adoring Fan or with the parents' characters or as a neon street rat or as Waze Varun, well then you can't use New Game Plus. You have to use, let's call it New Game 0, which is picking New Game from the starting menu. But this is the important point. The missions do not scale. If they were challenging before, they aren't now because now you have a long and growing list of skills and this long and growing set of genericized Jedi Force powers. And then, when you blast through the Constellation Questline again, because it is so much easier, you will be playing New Game Plus Plus, and then New Game Plus Plus Plus, and you're essentially playing until you are essentially playing God mode, while yearning for some modder or Bethesda to finally create something challenging for you with some advanced endgame DLC. Now, one thing as a gamer that might be interesting about New Game Plus is the opportunity to take, so to speak, the road less traveled. So, for example, what if you took the Crimson Fleet path instead of UC Sysdef? Or if you romanced Andrasia instead of Sarah? Or, you get the idea. There are some paths which foreclose others even in a sandbox. So, the New Game Plus will let us zoom ahead to get to those points in order to try the other path. But with you now being packed to the gills with skills and powers, are you really seeing what the other path would have been like? So there's another option. Let's call this one Save Game Save. On the PC, save games are in the Documents, My Games, Starfield, Saves. The game on PCs maintains 14 saved games there, with an emphasis on the 7 oldest saves in the game and the 7 newest saves for the game. But these are just ordinary files. You can copy and archive versions of them to a new location for preservation. Just don't change the name, since it appears that the name includes some sort of hash value validating changes haven't been made to the file. Heck, you can even copy the whole folder of saves to another game like Saves, copied just before Sysdef Crimson Branch. Now, on the Xbox, apparently the console does save all of the saves. You just have to click on a link on the load screen to access all of them. But on the PC, you might be thinking, oh great, now you tell me. I passed some of those critical decision points between my earliest and latest saves. Well, since it is a folder underneath your documents, it should have multiple save points accessible through the file history on your backup disk or backup cloud. Wait, you don't automatically back up your files on your PC? Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, this recruit doesn't do automatic backgrounds.
You little scumbag! I got your name! I got your ass! You will not laugh! You will not cry! You will learn by the numbers! I will teach you! Now get up! Get on your feet!
So, those are the options available to us. New Game Plus, Same Game Plus, New Game Zero, and Save Game Save. I'm not going to say which you should make part of your path through this, but personally I am most attracted to discovering the content of the game at the level of difficulty and risk it was designed for. Just running around being able to blow everything up for the sake of watching everything be blown up just strikes me as shallow. I know that's just me, which is why right from the start I said that these were my personal observations and not any sort of saying this has to be your play style too. I don't use cheat codes or mods to get to God mode, so it really isn't attractive for me to get to God mode through some other approach. But again, that's just the way I like to approach things. I'm just sort of saying,
you must choose. Choose wisely.
So for those of you interested in my giveaways, the secret word is what you must do wisely. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.